Welcome to Marantz Rantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance, get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertow, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You're pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight back and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow simians, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz Rantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Kenny the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC, a superstition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. 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 Welcome to Marantz.
Yes. Welcome. Guess who's back? Marantz is back. Back again. I actually feel really good now. I got a little sinus cold still going. Got a little choked up in the phlegm, but I'm still here. I'm all man right now. I got all the energy back. I still feel great. So imagine having all the energy, but then you still have the sick symptoms. It's all good. You couldn't stop it. It only took it like 4 days. What's the flu? What does it even stand for? Fear of loving you? I mean, I don't know. I feel great. I feel it's Friday the 13th. I got to give a special shout out real quick. First special, I can't even see the word. Hold on. First special shout out is going to Freddie Bauer. Last night, I'm going to tell you what happened last night. What's been happening to me the last 3 nights. I can't go live. I didn't have the energy to do it. I couldn't even stand on my own 2 feet. I was like, but I did a video. I was doing like 7-minute videos, 10-minute videos, whatever I could punch out just to give you guys some info for the week, whatever. And then I put it on Premiere yesterday because I was going to go raid. I haven't raided in years. 18 years, okay? If you guys don't know. Is it 18 years? It feels like that. I hadn't did a car raid in 18 years. And, excuse me, guys. I'm out of breath. Hold on. So there I was, standing outside a car, getting ganked by Horde. And I'm like, what the hell is, nothing's changed. No. So went in with my guild, went in there, number 1 DPS. It doesn't even matter the gear score. I killed it, bros. I carried the whole thing in my head, right? Maybe I didn't do that great. I don't know. Maybe they have some baller guys. I'm just another dude. I was the reserve guy. I was on the backup. This was me. I was like this. Hey, coach, put me in, coach. I'm ready, coach. Just call my number, bro. I'm ready. No, I'm on deck. I'm a supporter. That's what I am. I'll do whatever. I just sat there with my helmet on, mouthpiece in, cup on, everything. I was just like, is it my turn? Is it my turn? They go, hey, bro, we got a DPS spot. Go ahead. Come on in, man. You can come. I ran in there, bro. I'm ready to go. I was sweating. I don't even know. I was sweating. I was like, and I'm sick as a dog. While that's going on, the video's going live because I scheduled it to go live at a certain time. And went live, and Freddie Bauer's hitting you up with 20 free memberships, hitting you up with a $51 super chat for Team 51. Shout out to you guys. You know who you are. If you don't know, now you know. Anyway, some people know. But there I was, giggling about the game that I done played on many girls, and I ain't saying no names. AMC, PPCs, jokesters. Oh, my God, these people make me sick. We had a guy. A guy. Plenty of guys coming to our Discord today. And some guy tried to befriend me. And then he walks, hey guys, what's going on here, man? Then he shows you a position of one where he FODMO in on a run up. Now he's stuck in it. He refuses to sell because he says, hey, there's some good news coming. But yet he hasn't bought a share since 2024. So does he really believe in the company? Then he said, well, I'm on. He said just that. Oh my God, stop all that, guys. I didn't even see all that coming. $20 super chat, by the way. Minty Fresh Turds, what a good name. Says, will we be too busy, rich, to reminisce about when we were broke? But hold on. Put my pinky up. Yeah, I'm never too busy to reminisce about the times I was broke. I do it to my kids all the time. So, son, you know how your mother always Hey, PP Seeds, check this out, okay? I know you're watching the show, PP, but here's the thing, and I'll get to the other super chat. I appreciate you guys. But here's how we do it, PP, okay? I'm going to reminisce for a minute here because I know you're watching. This is how you keep a show going, PP. You got to call back from your own life experience. You have life experience? It's tough for me to take you serious sometimes. Anyway, I don't watch, but I'm just saying. You know, my wife one time, and I'm not just going to use my wife as this example. All women, all of you, always do the same shit, right? Pregnancy is more painful than a kick in the nuts and kidney stones, and walking in heels is more painful than it looks, but it's the price we pay to look so good. I guess you got a little lift going, whatever you do. Ladies, let me tell you something about walking in heels. Can I give you the equivalent? If you don't know the equivalent, I'm gonna tell you the equivalent for men and women that walk in heels, okay? And every man can say it's the truth because the characteristics are the same. I thought about this right now as I'm talking to you because that's what this show is. This show is just me, top of my head. So, I'm moving screens around. You guys can't see it. It's fine because I want to be able to read the chat as I talk to you. Spadikin. That was Spadikin. Marantz, please, I need help. Do you need the military? Do you need to speak to me in private? That's what I need to ask you. Oh, my God. Okay, so check this out. The equivalent of men walking in heels to me would be men wearing Vans. Okay? Now, ladies, I know you don't understand this, but there's not a man in the world that chooses Vans as the shoes they want to wear. I'm telling you that right now. Not a man. There might be some boys, but men aren't trying to cram our toes. That shit is so painful. Vans are painful, okay? First, let me tell you why. Vans, when you tie them, they tie on top of your foot, on the arch of your foot. Hurts like hell. Especially you got big ass feet like me. Then our toes are crammed in, like heels. I'm telling you. Ah, hurts like you wouldn't believe. We're like I got no baby toes. You better not have no toenails. And if you do, they're black and blue, blood everywhere. It's disgusting. Men that wear Vans have feet like crows. Now, you know how you know I'm right? Because let me see you. You show me a guy who fights in Vans. Show me. You know what a guy would rather do? Take off his shoes. Sounds familiar, ladies? Here, hold my Vans, babe. I gotta go fight this dude. That's the shit men will do before they wear heels. Sorry. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. So anyway, somebody says it's also super flat on your feet. Oh my God. Vans are shitty, bro. I just can't. Somebody said something about muted. I didn't see what you said, Brian. I'm sorry. I'm reading. The way I'll reminisce with my grandkids back in the day, when we say it would be poor, is we could either have milk or cereal, not both at the same time. Yeah. My wife complains about walking in a pair of heels she just bought. Bro, have you, I guess they don't know what new dress shoes feel like. You ever bought a new pair of dress shoes? Like you go, I'm going to buy these shoes for work tomorrow. I got a meeting I'm going to. The shit, you better break them in. You better break them in. Anyway, guys, let's break you in. Let's break you into breaking news. The breaking news is going around the world. That is all breaking news of shit I told you all week, things I told you 5 days ago, things I told you last month, things I told you 3 years ago. It's not breaking news to us. We're the most arrogant. We're the most inflated. We're the most elated. Huh? We're those guys. Literally. Think about how educated you are. Okay, all the aideds. I told you private credit was the biggest problem in the world today. The equivalent of private credit and the downfall of it is the exact same equivalent to some private credit, the loans, the housing crisis loans of subprime. Those are the exact same things as what's happening today. What's happening today is the Wall Street bros loaned money out for infinity and beyond. They kept loaning money out because they felt it's never going to be called upon them. And when it is, okay, when this whole market collapses, it's never their fault. Who are you going to blame? Who are we mad at? I see Jamie Dimon come out and say, you know what? It wasn't just Tricolor. It wasn't just First Brands. It wasn't just those cockroaches. He's a cockroach himself, right? JP Morgan went ahead and revalued their loans today. What did that tell you? They're not dollar for dollar. They're not going to get back what they gave out in loans. They admitted to that. Numerous private credit defaults are happening right now. How do we know that? Because when you limit redemptions, it then shows the liquidity concerns you have within your own household. You can't make someone whole. You can't make them clean. It would be the equivalent of an insurance company not being able to pay out on all the premiums given to them. Do you know what makes Berkshire Hathaway so valuable and successful? They have enough cash on the books to cover the premiums given to them. So if they all did file a claim, they all just might get paid out. That's the business of insurance, right? Now I say, well, we'd never be in business if everybody had a claim. I wonder why. Healthcare, take notes. Anyway, I look at this market and I look at what's being reported, and then I look at all the other optics, right? The truth that gets sprinkled on. Whether it's concerns of macro concerns or geopolitical concerns, all that stuff people want to worry about, that's theater, that's art. That shit doesn't matter to me. I told you guys a long time ago. They give me a headline, I look past it. I try to find a different way to it. Wait a minute. Yeah, and I've shown you this playbook, right? U.S. announces a large acquisition of metals. They said they were going to buy metal. They were saying they were going to buy large resources and all this stuff off the coast or whatever they were going to do, but it's going to be our resources, not China's anymore. Guess what we did? We went and bought into the biggest company owned by Trump's biggest donor, right? John Paulson. That's what we did. We just went and bought the biggest company that he owns. Do you get between the lines there? You should. Because right now on private credit, the biggest loans that went out were to software companies. But if you're paying attention, the way the connect the dots, the book, connect the dots. Okay, buy the book. Don't worry, we're still working on the hardback. We do have the paperback right now available to you in the description of every video I put out, right? So when you look in here, these aren't just blank pages, guys. They're real pages. You go in there and you go, okay, Survivor versus Harvest, the comparison. GameStop is a survivor. Ryan Cohen, no private equity connections. The board purged all 5 private equity operatives, gone. The debt is at 0 at the time. Strategy, build a better business. Serve shareholders. Result, profitable, growing, surviving. Stock market manipulated value. Transformation validated. Boom. The Harvester, AMC. What happened? CEO, Adam Aaron. 9 years Apollo veteran, career. Private equity board. Insulated, connected, all the above. What do? Dilute their shareholders. Do everything they can. Destroy the stock. Blah, blah, blah. One company is saved by retail and defined by leadership. The other is being harvested by leadership while retail provides capital. This is just a little insert in the book, right? Is that not what we're talking about right now? When you have private equity connections, and I've got the perfect video for you, and it doesn't have enough views. I saw it. It only has 12,000 views. I go, what the hell? People need to see this. Not everybody needs to see our show, but definitely the people who watch our show need to see this video that I have today. But I got some kind words for everyone out there when you connect the dots. When you connect the dots, okay, and you guys can see that private equity is injected into multiple companies and multiple platforms and how they do it. They starve one asset to sell it to a next. And now everyone is talking about it, but you got to see it before you talk about it, right? We got to be able to call it out before it happens. Here I am. AMC's trash. Big Lots is trash. Bed Bath & Beyond is trash. Like, I'm like this. And then everybody goes, well, anybody could have saw those were failed. Go check it. Go look at what was pumped. Jackie D. LaGrift, the so-called GameStop supporter. Jackie promoted and pumped Big Lots to people. He promoted Kohl's to people. Bed Bath & Beyond to people. Real investors. These are failed investments. Telling you where stock is going to go up and down daily, weekly. All you gamblers in the world, get the out of my way. I want nothing to do with you. I'm looking for investors, not day traders, gamblers. If that's you on a dream, hey, I can make money, I can just go try it out, buddy. Better yet, go do me a favor. Go bet on red and black. I love the guy who tried to teach me about leverage. He said, Marantz, if you have enough money, you can always make money. And I said, explain it to me. He goes, well, you bet $1 on red. Okay. And if you lose, then you bet $2 on red. And if you lose, then you bet $3 on red. And if you lose, you bet $4 on red. And if you lose, you bet $5. And then when you win, you put that whole amount on there. You win, and guess what? You double up. Guaranteed. Guaranteed win, he said. You just got to have enough money to outlast the average or the odds to where you can win 2 times in a row. That's what was said to me. I said, hold on, let me try your logic here. Where in that equation of guaranteed wins do you pay for a mortgage? Do you pay for your lifestyle? Do you provide for your children? Do you save enough to hand off? Do you do anything with it? I mean, are you just playing to win a number? And then what happens when that number diminishes? It's not winning. You're playing the game, but you're not winning. How about if I don't want to lose? How about if I never lose? Let's take losing out of the equation. To not lose on this stock market is to invest your money where it's not going to diminish, where it's not going to vanish, where it's always going to go up. And some people will tell you, well, you can't do that, Marantz. There's no such thing. Really, I can show you companies that have been going up and to the right for the last 20 years. What, am I wrong for showing you those companies? Or maybe you're at the ground level of one right now. What I can't do, I can't tell you it like this. I can't go, well, the best investment right now is going to be this SpaceX IPO because here comes Elon Musk and he's going to launch this company that owns Twitter, that owns XAI, and now it's SpaceX, and it has valuation of $1.2 trillion. It's the 6th largest company in the world, bigger than Tesla, his own Tesla company. This is it. This is the one that everyone should be buying IPO straight out the gate. You know what's wild? There's 3 types of businesses in the world, and people don't know this. They always say there's 2, but there's really 3. Anybody know the 2 types of businesses in this world? If you don't, it's okay. I'm going to help you. The 2 types of businesses in this world are services and manufacturing. You're either a service company or a manufacturer. That's it. Apple. Service. They provide you something. Who's the manufacturer? You see, what I'm trying to find out in all the levels of research, there is a third. The third type would be, the float in between would be called an R&D, just research and development. If that's all you are, I want to research and I want to develop for what? You tell me what SpaceX is going to do for you as a consumer. Or are they manufacturing something? See, help me out here. Are you a services company or a manufacturer? What am I going to be investing for? What's my target audience? Who's my consumer? There's so many things that I pay attention to when people try to tell me that there's this new technology or the next something. I hold my horses. I say, wait a minute, guys. I was told the next Tesla is Lucid. I was told the next Tesla is Mullen Automotive. Right? Why are we talking about it? I'm gonna tell you guys something that no one will ever sprinkle the truth onto you about. Is that when you need distractions and you need an escape from reality. I didn't know what I know today. I was too caught up on sports for like 35 years of my life, where sports took over my day, my time, and I realized it. I realized like what the hell it did to me. It ruined my weekend. It wouldn't let me feel a certain way about things. I didn't know day-to-day topics. I didn't know the world. I knew nothing about current events. I knew who was the top 5 wide receivers. Look at this. I know everything about stock in my world, right? I know everything about Costco. Everything about, it's awesome. About the Mag 7, GameStop, and all that stuff. Who are the top 5 wide receivers in the NFL? Go ahead. Top 5. Oh, what? Hold on. Marantz doesn't watch football. He doesn't watch a single play of football. Who are the top 5 wide receivers? I don't have to watch them. JSN, Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, not Justin Jefferson. Can't be a top 5 wide receiver. You only get 2 touchdowns this year. 84 catches, 2 touchdowns. Get out of here. George Pickens, he's there. And I'm missing a 5th one right now. But who? Oh, Amon St. Brown. Those are the top 5 wide receivers. Are they, though? Because Devontae Adams had like 14 touchdowns this year. T. Higgins had 11 touchdowns this year. Had a tight end from Arizona who had 129 catches and a whole bunch of touchdowns this year. Wait a minute. You don't watch sports, Marantz. How do you know this stuff? Luka went for 51 last night. 51. Bam did 83 the cheating way. How'd you figure that one out? Are you watching Sports Center, Marantz? Nah. Try to absorb as much as you can, but realize when you're distracted and they're putting shit in front of you, you're going to miss all the signs. You guys ready for the signs? Let me give you a sign. Lehman Brothers. You guys remember Lehman Brothers? Goes bankrupt, files for bankruptcy, has no value for the bonds and everything they're doing. Do you know who's the CEO of Lehman Brothers? Oh, at the time of restructuring, it's called the CRO. Maybe you've heard of them. Do you think the CRO that they put in place of Lehman Brothers had banking experience? I'm asking. Did he go to school for corporate finance and banking? Financial, reconstructing, any of that? His name was Brian Marsal. Maybe you know him, Alvarez and Marsal? You don't know about these guys? Same consulting firm where Sue Gove comes from, the former CEO of Bed Bath & Beyond. The same firm that always pairs up with Alex Partners and Harry Edelman. I mean, I can't remember everyone's name right now. But help me out here. Alvarez and Marsal then took over and was in charge of the bankruptcy of Lehman Brothers. You see, there's a reason I'm telling you this. We're on a Friday night, and no one will ever watch this show but us. And I want to know how many people are going to pay attention to the moves that are happening off the market, outside of the windows of the press, who are not paying attention right now. I had somebody come into this chat and pump to me Adobe. You guys were here? Said to me, Adobe's the investment. I said, no, I don't care. I can't invest in it. I won't invest in it. Told it to me. Adobe's down 40% today from that moment that we had that conversation. And Adobe just fired their CEO. Remember when I told you people come and infuse this chat with misdirection for every reason, and people think I'm full of shit or I'm out of this world with it? People think I'm in another world. It's because they don't see my DMs. They don't see the stuff that I control by not passing it through here. The only time you guys get misdirection and bullshit from this show is when I open up the phone chat line and they start talking. Call me a liar. I shoot it straight. I read right through it. I see who it is. I connect dots. I go, here you go. This is what you got. What are the results? Exactly what I said was going to happen. Every time. What happens? People call in. People say the bullshit. Blah, 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 blah. I said, nah, man, you're wrong. Nope. Bath & Body Works is not a better investment. It's not bought out by good private equity. Sorry, Martin Scarelli. You're wrong. Bye. That was in my second conversation with Martin Scarelli, not my first. I'm trying to tell you guys. Somebody sent me a message, said he wanted me to push out some product to you guys. I showed everybody. I showed people in the Discord. We have our own private Discord, not the one that we let the meltdowners see. Hey, meltdowners, I know you guys don't know this, but you guys are in the public Discord. We just let you hang out in there. We feed you information on purpose, the way we want to. Don't worry. I know what you guys are. You guys are bona fide bag holders. You call us back. We're all cost average, by the way. Rantz is always green. I'm always green because I hold it forever. Doesn't matter, right? Green. Doesn't matter. What does matter is that you guys bought on the run up and now you're like, I'm stuck. Let me go complain about it. These are a bunch of females. Anyway, I got to read the chat for a minute before I get back to us. Yeah, we were going to talk about the cheating Wizards, but we're not going to do that. Anybody who's fouling the other team to get their guy more shots and or, you know what? And I heard Bam. I heard him in the press conference. What do you expect me to do? I was at 70 with 9 minutes left. Of course I'm going for it. No, you shouldn't go for it because you guys aren't getting it the right way. Your dudes are missing free throws on purpose to get you more possessions. And it's a gimmick at that point. It becomes bullshit. We could do the whole game that way. And let everybody foul to the end, and then it's just you shooting shot 100 times. I mean, is that what we're going to do? The damn shot the other night, they tied the score at overtime. The Wizards did. The coach was pissed. He's like, "Why did they make that? You don't think they already put in?" Here comes Gabe Plotkin going, "Hey, we need to lose every game so we can get a better position." Is it Gabe Plotkin? It's the other guy, Ted, whatever his name is. I forget his name, Ted or something. But it doesn't matter. It's all private equity. You know, private equity owns these teams, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I'll just walk out of here. What Bam should have did when he hit 80, he should have checked himself out of the game. He would have had so much respect to him. He would have been praised by the fans for the rest of his life. People would have been buying his jersey. Now everybody's like, you're a fake and a phony and a fraud. That's what happened. Anyway, back to us. My man Anthony says, Marantz, knocking Vans. Grew up with them. By the way, I have seen dudes fight in Vans. In fact, slip-ons. Dude was a 260 Samoan and Ox, knocking blank out of some. Okay. Okay. Bro, there's a difference. That dude can't tie his shoes. Okay? Don't talk to me about somebody who needs to wear them physically for, like, I don't know, for health reasons. Ridiculous, this comparison. I'm talking about I can't wear them. Cost averages in the teens, too. The meltdowners are in shambles. Oh, man. Does the war relate to private equity? I mean, I think you need to watch the show more. That's what I think you need to do. It's ridiculous. Okay. We're going to watch some stuff our damn selves. We're going to do it. Then we're also going to go look at the charts because I got some things to tell you about charts. Guys, do not leave this show. I've got the best chart in the world to show you. It's stuff that I've been showing you for like 4 years, 3 years. But it's happening. Remember me. Or don't. Here's what I want to show you first. I love this one. This one came to us from Trove. Trove sent me this post, and it says, hold on. It says I got to get the number right. Is that 2 billion? 2 trillion. $2 trillion wiped out in the U.S. stock market in the past month. That's pennies. That's not even, hey, hold on. Did somebody fart? Because, is that it? Is that all? Bro, let me know when we have choro, when we're out here just sitting on the toilet like it's Dumber and Dumber. We're just shitting our lives out like it's the Bridesmaids. I'm telling you now, don't look at me. Turn away. It's coming out of me like lava. This is nothing. 2 trillion? Get out of here. I want more. Here's the video we all need to watch.
Shed bond.
Okay.
I guess one of the biggest news to emerge so far this year is the Epstein files. A lot of the information, a lot of the coverage has focused on the salacious content, but there's a whole lot more to it. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Sign up for my free newsletter and links to the guests in the description below. Good morning, Harley. Thank you so much for making yourself available.
Good morning. Nice to see you so bright and early.
Yes, we did a video on what's happening in Iran and your take on that. And I recommend people go and watch that. But you've done some really great work on digging into the Epstein files and the corruption, the rot that it leads to, especially, I think, with regards to what's happening in Britain. Do you want to take us there?
Well, I started with this idea, and this was a year and a half ago, when the Epstein story had been somewhat buried, and all you heard about was the sex side of things. And the unspoken question is, why was this allowed to continue? Because he went to prison in 2007, 2008, got out of prison, and it went into hyperdrive after that. And it included very prominent people. So why was this allowed to continue? So I looked at the question of, where did his money come from, which hardly anyone looked at. How did this guy suddenly become almost a billionaire?
He was a maths teacher, wasn't he? An unqualified maths teacher.
Yeah, and he became a math teacher thanks to the father of the former U.S. Attorney General, Bill Barr. And Barr's father, Donald Barr, was a recruiter for the OSS during the war and was continuing to look for young people that they could bring in.
And the OSS, for people who don't know, was the precursor to the CIA.
Yes. Now, if you trace, and I'll try and make this simple because it's actually quite complex, but Epstein was one of the people who was deployed on behalf of the City of London's transition from a physical economy to a speculative economy. Every step of the way, he was involved in money laundering, arms trafficking, drug trafficking, and at a certain point then, making connections to royalty, to political leadership. How did a guy like that have access to Bill Clinton, to Bill Gates, to the former Prince Andrew? And so what you have to look at is, who was it who picked him up and put him in a position to do these things? And there were two names that jumped out at me. One was Les Wexner, who is known as the proprietor of Victoria's Secret, Bed Bath & Beyond, as kind of a wholesale entrepreneur. But he's more than that. He's tied to the Zionist organized crime networks in the United States. In particular, a man named Meshulam Riklis, who was one of the big promoters of Ariel Sharon. And what did these guys do? They figured out how to launder the proceeds from drug trafficking into Wall Street. And how did they do that? Through Michael Milken and junk bonds. That is, when the junk bonds were offered by Milken, you could bring a lot of cash that was untraceable in to buy these bonds of a company that had collapsed, and then use that wealth to go after a bigger company and a mergers and acquisition and so on. It's a complicated story, but that's what Milken did.
Okay, let me get this right. So Epstein was found and appointed by Bill Barr to his position, promoted from being a maths teacher. Sorry, Donald Barr, Bill Barr's father, for a promotion from being a maths teacher. And what he did was he facilitated drug trafficking, money laundering, arms trafficking, human trafficking, making money from that, moving the money around on behalf of the
hiding it.
That's
right? That was his expertise. And he went to work for Bear Stearns. And Bear Stearns has always had a seamy underside.
Okay. And buying these junk bonds, so junk bonds are bonds that really are worthless. You can buy a share of my garden shed, Harley, and I'll give you a 10% return on whatever money accrues from my garden shed in 5 years' time, right? That would be a junk bond.
See, this is part of the financialization process that came out after 1971, when we moved away from a reserve to the currency, that is gold, to nothing. And increasingly, excuse me, it opened the door for speculators to do things like that, to create financial instruments, or what they called financial innovation, to attract money, to put money in the hands of someone like Milken, who could then spread it around to corporate raiders like Ivan Boesky or Meshulam Riklis. And these people took over insurance companies, all kinds of corporations. They made runs at hotels and airlines and so on. And Epstein came up through that.
Okay. But Harley, how did they do that with the junk bond? So you've now purchased a junk bond based on my shed, a shed bond. I've put the money in. What happens next? Like, what do you do with that junk bond? Do you sell it to another corporation?
Yeah.
Something? Okay.
Once you get some money in there, it looks like it's worth something. And then you can unload it. But the other thing they do is they use it to buy corporations and then take the corporations apart and sell off the pieces, like RJR Nabisco. That was a $27 billion takeover. And they ended up taking parts of the company and selling it off at a profit to provide some funds to the people who had the junk bonds. And if you're paying 2 cents on the dollar valuation, if you get 4 cents back, you make a profit. And if it's large enough, you make a big profit. But more importantly, it's a way to move money that you get from illicit activity, whether it's prostitution, drug running, arms running. You launder it so that it can then be used for so-called legitimate purposes. That's what Michael Milken did. And I was writing about this in the 80s as it was going on. And what happened was that at a certain point, it could no longer be handled. It was too much of a criminal element involved. And so they made a shift to even more risky financial innovation, such as derivatives, such as mortgage-backed securities. And Epstein was involved in that. But Epstein was also involved in the cover-up of the arms trafficking and the drug trafficking. Very interesting story is that Epstein, at a certain point, when he set up his own company, was involved with someone from Iran-Contra who had been a Justice Department official, who then went into private business to cover up the drug trafficking and arms trafficking that was part of Iran-Contra. And in fact, Epstein used Les Wexner's fortune to buy the CIA drug plane company, Southern Air Transport. And he put it into bankruptcy the day before the Justice Department report came out, identifying it as a drug-running airline. So that's the kind of work Epstein was doing. And that's what brought him into contact with people like the Maxwell Network, Sir James Goldsmith, very wealthy, somewhat seedy characters in the British upper class, which brought him into contact with Ghislaine Maxwell, and through her, people like Prince Andrew. The actual introduction to Prince Andrew came from Lady Lynn Forrester de Rothschild. So what we're talking about is a very wealthy network. Now, Wexner, let me just go back to Wexner for a second. Wexner was the founder with Charles Bronfman, the son of the gangster Samuel Bronfman, the drug runner and prohibition breaker during Prohibition in the United States, who built an illegal booze empire. Charles Bronfman and Wexner formed something called MEGA, which before AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, was the Zionist lobby in the United States. So Wexner is a big guy in this network. Now, when Wexner finally was convinced to drop Epstein after Epstein's conviction in 2008, who picked him up? By the way, Wexner gave Epstein over $200 million.
We got to take a small break on that because I got to announce something more important than history lesson. Wifey made the best fish tacos of your life. So you know your boy's going to be eating right now as you guys watch. So watch your show. Okay, I'm going back.
And power of attorney over his financial empire.
Wow.
And that was cut off. Who picked him up? Leon Black, who was the chief junk bond salesman for Michael Milken, whose hedge fund is one of the largest hedge funds in the United States. And Black's been in the news lately because it was clear that Epstein was shaking him down because he was having an affair with one of the girls from Epstein's harem. So you see, you can trace the money to influence buying, but also a specific network, the Zionist mafia, which also went from being organized crime to being so-called respectable businesses. You have people like Michael Steinhardt, who's one of the largest hedge fund operators in the U.S. His father was Red Steinhardt, who was the jewelry fence for Meyer Lansky. So if you peel the onion here, you find organized crime networks that were legitimized through the financial operations they carried out. And that's who Epstein was working for. That's who he was making connections for. Then he went from that to the next level, which is where we find him toward the end of his life, artificial intelligence, the tech sector, and working with people like Ehud Barak, the former prime minister of Israel, in selling various forms of surveillance technology, military technology, and so on. So if you unravel, and by the way, that's why Andrew Mountbatten is in trouble, because he was involved in passing on government contract secrets to Epstein that enabled the people Epstein was working with to have uncompetitive bidding going on in the United Kingdom. And also part of that was Lord Peter Mandelson. And if you peel this back further, you see why there's a chaos going on in British politics, because Mandelson was one of the people deployed by the Blair Network to bring Starmer in and to throw out Jeremy Corbyn. And why was Corbyn thrown out? Supposedly he was anti-Semitic. And so you see this Zionist organized crime network as a legal function on behalf of interests that go against the national interests of the United States and the United Kingdom.
Okay.
That's a nutshell. Now, we just produced a 32-page pamphlet called The Empire Has No Clothes. And anyone who wants that can contact me, and I'll make sure you can get a copy of it. It goes through all the details and how the money laundering worked. Epstein set up a number of pyramid schemes. Many of them involved people in the United Kingdom. And we just did a 2-day conference called Epstein and the Bottomless Depravity of the Elites. And it shows that it's like ripping a Band-Aid off and you see the bacteria running wild. And that's what you see in this. And the thing about the sex, look, as you know, the abuse of young people, which is real, people who try to dismiss it, it's real. This is actually done, especially by people who are above suspicion. And it's permitted, it's allowed. This is what Starmer turned his back on when he was the chief prosecutor, in the case of Jimmy Savile and others. But it's not the whole story. What it shows you is the lack of morality, that someone's willing to do anything, prey upon children. If they're willing to do that, why would you think they wouldn't launder drug money or arms trafficking or these kinds of
or plan pandemics for profit, as Epstein did with Gates. Okay, now, and Epstein's role was connecting these people with each other, and in the beginning setting up the junk bonds, which were then used to purchase more legitimate, viable businesses, strip them, and then that money was funneled back in to generate more profits, and then also to support Zionist lobbying firms, to promote the whole Zionist agenda. Now, where does MI6 come into this? Because I have this notion that somehow that they were in the background, in the shadows, I'm sure.
Well, first of all, the question is, when did MI6 or MI5 take an interest?
That's enough out of that. Maybe you guys across the pond want to hear about that MI6 stuff. Not me. I don't really care. I didn't watch the video. That's the first time I watched a video with you. I was watching it with you. But my wife brought in these fish tacos. Bros, I don't know what type of salsa she puts on this shit. Like a hot sauce. Then she puts her own pico de gallo that she makes with her own little cabbage mix. She made me some ceviche. Oh, it's going to be in the fridge all night. Soaking. I lost 10 pounds when I got sick. I lost 10 pounds. I told myself I'm going to lose the weight and I'm going to keep going. I lied. Michael Venuti, 10 free memberships for the show. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Smash the button, you lurkers. Smash it. Yeah. It's okay. Let them, bros. I don't lose too soon. You know what? I got a song for you, lurkers. I got a song for you here on Friday the 13th. I got a song for you. We're 2 weeks away from GameStop's earnings. I got a song for you. In this show are Jack Lone, whatever his name is over there. Or whatever your name is, Jack Loner. Okay? You're a serial killer. The fact that you knew that song, you in Stock Jockey, you guys got to be crazy. Robert, you're out of here. And Adrian Jimenez, you're out of here, bro. How in the hell do you guys know that song? I'm blown away. Guys, I heard that shit for the first time in my life today. And I was like, yo, that's a Meltdown song. I got to play that shit. Here's the Meltdown right here. Oh, look at this. Look at this stock. Oh. Hey, before we go into the TA part, just an update on my part. This is my position in GameStop. God, the bag holder. Oh, can't do it. I'm down $253. That's what I'm down to my official position. Oh, fuck, dude. How did Marantz get this wrong his whole life? Ah. It says I have 286. I don't. I have 88. You can see it. 88. I have 88 right there on the thing. Yeah. Oh, shit. $58,797. That's my money. My cash. Yeah. Don't worry. Your boy's down $250, bro. I'm down $50 a year. Oh, Ryan Cohen, you owe me. We're going to do TA in a minute. Hold on. We're going to do TA because then after the TA, then we get to the Q&A. Then I open up the phone lines. Then we let the jackasses in. Okay, cool. All right, we good with that? Okay. Hey, all you jackasses, hang on to your horses. Okay? I'm coming through. Don't worry. Pause. No Diddy. Stop that, D. Howard. You guys don't know about Dwight Howard? Dwight Howard called the 12th day of every month his day. Dude just took the 12th. I don't give a shit. On Monday, what about D12 in Detroit, bro? Is that it? You don't know what this world took from me. I was an 18-year-old kid out of Georgia, and I went straight to the pros, and people were just coming after me for millions and millions and millions and millions, and people used me the whole way through. Thanks, Dwight. Did you still hook up with whomever you needed to? Did you get the life you wanted? Did you get the I hate these guys, dude. I can't stand people. You know, people that say they. Okay, I gotta explain myself because then they're like, "What are you talking about, Marantz?" Okay, watch it. It's the equivalent of somebody who says, "I don't like working overtime. I don't like working and because the more I make, the more they take." The more taxes I gotta pay, I hate that. Why do I gotta be in the higher tax bracket? No, I don't want to make that kind of money. What? It's the stupidest shit I ever heard. Do you want to be a bill? Like, do you want to make $100 million? Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of people pulling at you. I'll let you know, Dwight. I'll let you know because you know, GameStop investor here. Excuse me. Yeah, we're walking through. There are a lot of people gonna be pulling from you. Yeah, that's just who you surround yourself with. You could just cut them off, but you're not built like that. A lot of people aren't. That's why they don't make it. So when they look at this investment, don't know how to act. But that's the last part of the segment, not right now. Here we go. Charts. Chart. Let's learn some shit, huh? It says here, announcements have usually been made 10 days before the earnings call, so it's coming very soon. Absolutely right. When are we thinking the earnings are going to be, the 24th or the 31st? I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but I said I thought earnings would be the 24th or the 26th. That's what I'm looking for. So it being today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It would have to be announced tomorrow. If it's announced on Monday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It would then be the 25th or the 26th. So it has to be the 24, 25, 26, 27. I don't think it'll be the last week of whatever it is. I don't think so. Okay, so that's just me. Doesn't matter. Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Died on stage playing that song. I have no idea. I don't even know what the hell who Tiny Tim is, bro. Matter of fact, that'll be the only time I ever play that damn song in my life. I'll never play it again. You guys hear the songs I played at the beginning of the stream? Hopefully, by the time YouTube gets a hold of this stream, they're going to take them down. All of Jack Harlow's new songs. I had people hating on it. I said, how could you hate on Jack Harlow's new song? They said, bro, they ain't even fire. I said, excuse me? You talking to me? No. Jack Harlow's new music is fire. I'm closing out some windows before I get to the chart. All right, here we go. We're ready? Yeah, we're ready. All right, so let's do this. First, let's look at your boy. GameStop came down today from the peak of $24.74, the low being $23.50, flat. That's peak to trough about $1.25. Big deal? Not so much, right? This is not the volatility that people always claim meme stocks are. GameStop's not a meme stock. We'll just put that out there for everyone who doesn't understand that part. But this looks like it's going to bend into a death cross on the 1 hour. Does that mean it's truly playing out that way? Absolutely not. You went into the weekend. I told you it was going to happen. Coming up, you see this as an opportunity for GameStop to do a couple of things. Retest previous support. You had this trend line that was going up and to the right, broke down below it, still reset the same trend line from here to here. Doesn't change. You're still here. So that trend line doesn't change at all. You still have those levels. If you come way down here, you're looking at another whole set of levels down here all the way through. Does it matter? Not at all. These are on the 4-hour charts. Okay. From the top line, if you're looking, is that the true support, 2350? It looks like it's going to be that part. Top line would be something like this on the internal Dorito timeline, something to this effect. That looks more about right. Okay. So how does it play out for the next week? Well, going into earnings, I already told you we have this pinnacle part down here right after it coming out, maybe announcements from Ryan Cohen, and it's all timed up with that. But we're going to talk about that in a minute too. Now, on the daily, don't really care about those previous lines. Let me get rid of every line that I just drew because they're not going to get in my way for this one. This is the daily. Guys, don't let one day's movement confuse you to what you're about to see. On the daily chart, which would be a short-term chart for me, this is a golden cross. It's happening. This green line here is your 50-day moving average. Your 200-day moving average is your support. It's coming down. Your 50 days going up against it. Once they cross, that's a run waiting to happen. It's about to happen. Now, all of you day traders, all of you derivatives bullshit, I want to buy calls. I want to go get on the other side. I want to catch it. Go do whatever you want to do. I don't care. Look at what happens. When this action happens, and we're talking about with the smallest amount of heads up right here, this is a death cross turned into reverse of a golden, right here, golden cross. The green crosses the 50-day moving average, cross 200-day. Look at what happens to the stock. True reversal. When do you have these breakouts on the daily chart right here? Green, boom, golden cross. Happens, stock takes off, 8x run. Hasn't happened. Happened. We went from 20 to 35. Hell of a run. Hasn't happened. We now are about to happen again. It's going to happen. We know the run's coming. Get your shit ready. Pack it on tight. Get ready. That's my point. The fact that it aligns with announcements and earnings and potential mergers and acquisitions, that's okay. I'm good with it all, because the days of this shit, let me show you. The days of the I'm scared of what might happen to my investment, that doesn't exist anymore. Okay? The movement of the stock, this is why people have to change the way they view stocks. It's not the same stock that it was back here. In 2021 to 2024, the stock has transitioned and it has developed into something nuclear. What's nuclear? We are. The short interest can stay the same. As you can see, it's been reported that there is, 65 million shares short. 16% of the float is short. Reported short. Good. Self-reported. Don't care. I'm telling you what that means. How is it that the short percentage stays the same forever, like it has for the last 4 or 5 years, yet our ownership keeps increasing? Everyone in this channel, everyone that I've ever talked to on GameStop, not these meltdowners who buy one time and bitch and complain, everyone who DCAs every day, all of you have increased your share ownership, yet the shorts stay the same. How's that possible? Talk to me 4 years ago, talk to me 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, today. How's that possible? Well, are we making mountains move? Statistically, no, it doesn't look like it. But it's going to be violent. It's going to be violent because there's not enough float out there. There never is. There never is. But that's just added value. What does Marantz know? True reversal's coming right here. This is a weekly chart. The weekly chart here had this golden cross previously. It's like a fake out. We had it. They pushed us down. We said it's okay. We released some bonds. We did a warrant offering. We got it all in. We got it all in while we could, guys. While we could. It's like Ryan pushed all his chips to the middle of the table. He said, I'm all in, babe. That's what I see. Now, what do you guys get to see? You guys get to see the cockroaches out here? Here's a chart I used to have. I used to have this thing where I go to the sectors, right? So I go to all these sectors. You guys can see which ones I put on last. I put the warrants on there. By the way, the warrants having a hell of a run, right? If you're a warrant guy, if you guys don't know that that's a hell of a run, to be from 225 all the way through the steps, now finding good value at 426. I know a lot of guys who put money in on warrants at $3 and some change. Now they're at 426. Those guys are sitting healthy, and you should, because that's a level that's going to peak and it's going to go right past everything. Equal weighted ETF is showing you right now. This is the warning signal of your lifetime. I'm on a weekly chart. I'm going to change it to the daily. This is the warning signal of a lifetime for you guys. Okay, you can believe me or not. I don't lose sleep over this. When you fall below your 50-day moving average and then you can't get above it again, it's resistance. You are now falling to your 200-day. You're now going to have to go test that support level towards the bottom. Why are we seeing this 2 weeks in a row? There's only one thing. When you say equal weight, do you understand that everything's equal? Okay, let's go look at it. As I go through the sectors, you guys do it with me. Technology, what does that look like? Tech sector comes down, falls below, doesn't look normal. So there we go. We got tech. Healthcare, even lower. Coming down, testing the 200-day. No worries. Energy, went and touched it. We got a war, babe. Doing it, right? Financials. Funny. Financials. 100 equal weight. Never looks the same as the 500. 1,000 equal weight. Wait a minute. Marantz, the 1,000, the Russell 1000 is not looking like the rest of the world. Yet it is the world. Did we get that right? There's the 100. So the NASDAQ 100 is trading, this is NASDAQ 100 equal weight, is trading below the 200-day moving average. I hope you guys are paying attention. This is the correction. And it's going to happen This is like, where do you recover from? The top 20 is already below their 200-day moving average. How much of a signal do you need to be the hell out of here? If I go look at certain indexes and they're trading on average, holding 50 days, feeling good about stuff, look at this shit. Blackstone high income ETF. Income allocation. That looks okay. Global allocation. Looks like everything else. It's funny. I don't know how certain things are holding strong, but the rest of this market, gold looks good. Maybe Marantz is just delusional. Maybe regional banking being at the 200-day moving average, falling down. Maybe this is a true indicator about what's really happening, because it's not a Trump tariff announcement. It's not COVID. It's not the greater financial crisis. Where is it? Are there enough cockroaches out here that these are finally telling you the truth? Consumer staple, XLP. This has always been one that's never really ran with the market, and now it ran all the way up, and it's totally disconnected. Top 50's not. Consumer discretionary. Holy shit. Look out below. The thing that tells me the most about this right here that I'm looking at, I'm going to go to this one right. Look at that. Look at that, man. Real estate holding up so high. You guys want to talk about rotating out? Getting into assets versus getting out of bullshit? Okay, let's do it. That's the one. XLF. XLF is the one, and you can see it there. You guys think that this 200-day moving average is, you saw all of them. I showed you every sector, like I have for years. This is the one that tells me everything. This tracks the financial sector, period. This is your BlackRock. This is your Blackstone. This is your I don't know, your KKRs and your Apollo, and this is it all, babe. You know why? Because in order for them to do their deals, they got to go through here. You're telling me that out of all the sectors in the world, this is already sold off. This has already shown the loss. This is already below their 200-day moving average. There's no recovery for you. You try to tell them, but people pay attention to numbers. Little numbers. Oh, yeah. It's only down 8%, Marantz. Now, 8% in that category is not 8% at all. It's not the same. Confidence will run. You will understand. May have to cancel F1 TV subscription. They understand money loss. Sure. Good friend of mine, my lieutenant from my department before I retired, YOLO'd into GameStop. So proud of my LT. Good job. I caught a $23.50 for the boy. Receipt posted in the Discord. Oh, I posted my receipts. Just starting with the stream, Colt 51. Bad weather coming through the islands, so might lose internet. Have a great weekend all. Jesse, what's up, JJ? Yeah, keep it going. For you and your niece, you know how I feel. You know how we feel. We love you, brother, and hope you stay safe out there in the islands. All right, guys, here comes the fun parts. Here they come. All right, we're going to talk about this nonsense. There's something I want to bring up to you guys, and then you guys, I'll let anybody call in. I don't care. Let's do it. All right, I'm going to bring up the phone line for you guys. You guys know the deal. Click on the link. Tell me what you think. Anyone's invited to come talk on the show. You will be live the minute you click the link. Click. Meltdowners, more than welcome to come in and actually have a positive conversation. You know, some guy tried to tell me some bullshit before, like they always do. They're always wrong. It's cool. I don't mind. I'm glad. I love the mental jousting. I want to have that challenge. We can do it. But everyone's invited to the show. All right, so let's talk this out. So, the topic at hand, there's a lot of going on right now. We're going to talk about tinfoil first. The tinfoil bullshit that people are pumping out right now. And I say bullshit gladly, okay? If I'm ever wrong on any of these fronts, let me be wrong on it, and I could care less. I couldn't care less? Is that what I'm supposed to say? Yeah, I always say that wrong. But call me wrong, it's fine. Here's how it works. I'm being told GameStop is going to announce a merger and acquisition of Bed Bath & Beyond, which doesn't exist, by the way. They're going to merge their companies with a blank check company that doesn't exist either. That they're going to do a merger and acquisition. It's going to be with a Teddy company, which technically does exist, but doesn't exist as well, because it's not a publicly traded company. It's not a large acquisition, but according to them, this is all going to happen. I was then told that it's going to happen on St. Patrick's Day, which is March 17th. It's also the same birthday as Ted Cohen, Ryan Cohen's father, who has passed previously. It's also the same day Larry Chang and Nat Turner are doing an interview on their Twitter page. Who are they? Two board of directors for GameStop. And lastly, Teddy.com, Ryan Cohen's company, allegedly, all this stuff, is changing their distribution and their locations for distribution on that same said date. They announced their buildings are changing locations. So all of that gives everyone the indication that they are going to announce, and it's a merger. It's about to happen. I'm waiting for you guys. Come on through. Come call me. Tell me how this is going down. Nerds. All of you filthy nerds. You guys make me sick. Let me tell you, okay? Just from a educated stance on mergers and acquisitions, okay? Hey, any of you guys ever notice why I have yellow on my glasses? Any of you guys know this pro tip? Marantz, why are your glasses glow in the dark on the top? Because when I'm asleep, remember I can't see when I close my eyes, right? Can you see when you close your eyes? Liar, nobody can. Okay, but when I wake up, I don't have any vision. But do you know what I see when I wake up? I see that. I see like yellow, and I'm like, oh, there they are. I just see the big, I just grab for it. I'm just like, give me that. Pause. Anyway. Yeah, so let's talk about that. Step by step. First, let's talk about Larry Chang. I don't like Larry Chang, okay? I don't like him as an interviewer, as an interviewee. Don't like him. Never have. I don't find him enjoyable to talk to. I do like to listen to his lectures. I don't like it when he takes questions from people, like out loud, because the questions are always stupid. It's like I like when he talks about a story of a business and why he invests and what he thinks about a business and how he approaches it. Love all that stuff. I hate to interview and see him interview because, one, it's like the biggest, fakest interview of all time. When Ryan interviews, he's so real. He's like, what do you think? I love that shit. He's coy. He doesn't just tell you the answers. He's just like, yeah, what are we going to do? And then when you tick him, when you push him, when you get that real response, it's all fucked up. That's Ryan. Larry? No. Oh. I have pee-pee seeds out here bragging, saying, well, it's going to happen because Larry came onto my show. Larry did this. Larry went on to the Pulte show. I don't know if you knew that one there. Oh, Roy and Kitty used my video, my song, my show. He used a song, okay. I don't even know what song he was talking about. Still don't know, don't care. I'd never go research it to find out, but the whole PP movement is crazy to me. This is why GameStop and Bed Bath & Beyond are grouping together. Guys, Bed Bath & Beyond exists, guys. It's a company. The name exists. Bed Bath & Beyond exists today. Overstock.com bought them. That's Overstock. These guys keep listing a stock that doesn't exist. BBYQ, that doesn't exist. Not at all. So what the hell are they going to get? I mean, if you guys really believe that GameStop's merging with whatever you think is building, you better get yourself some GameStop shares. You can't even buy DK Butterfly shares. And you all claim you own those too. How'd you keep track? You guys put tallies on your bedpost? I got to know. There's another notch on the old belt buckle. How many shares I had. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So Larry Chang's interviewing your boy Nat Turner, which I don't have a problem with Nat at all. I didn't like the part where Nat said, I'm just going to resign from the board and I'll never buy shares. He doesn't have to buy shares for like 5 years. It's Ryan's call. Ryan made that bylaw a long time ago. He can announce all the shit. Ryan can say all he wants about board of directors, everything. So you don't put anything up for, you're not buying shares per se. Okay, good. Well, you're not getting awarded them either, so no harm, no foul. You're giving insight, you're giving direction, and it's going a good way. I support you. Hang out on the board. But I had a guy today by the name of, I can't remember his name. But let's go check him out. Let me go find him. He's not going to be hard to find, guys. Excuse me. Fish tacos. Amazing. So I had this loser and a half. I'll show you. Show you what it's all about. So you had this guy today. His name was Cade. Cade comes on. Cade says, these are his tweets, by the way. Cade tweets and says, these are my questions for GameStop for the interview. He says, why does Nat Turner not own GameStop shares? When is Nat Turner going to buy GameStop shares? Why is Steve Cohen, Nat Turner's business partner, photographed in the Epstein files with the redacted individual? FFS, for fuck's sake, if you guys don't know what that means. Questions from Cade. Hashtag GME. Okay. Let's think about that. Let's go down to you, Cade. Then he put, hello. Steve Cohen, founder of Point72, pictured in the Epstein files with likely victim, person's face redacted. With likely victim? Why hasn't he been charged? This is what you guys post. There's Ryan. In Steve Cohen's chair. Well, because everybody has courtside seats these days, and those corporate seats. But these questions are all none of your business. That's what I told him today. He then wanted to write back and said, is Nat Turner on the board of GameStop? If so, yes, these questions are my business. Right? Oh, you think so? Look at these guys. Somebody's got to do it. Really? Here's what I wrote, just so that we're clear. I said, buy shares yourself. Tell the world your name, your job title, etc. Show a picture of yourself. Then we can start to have this conversation or to have a conversation. See, this is a big thing for me. Unless you're willing to expose who you are, how could you ask questions? How do we know who you are and where it's coming from? This is his answer. How about I don't do any of that except buy more shares? Nat needs skin in the game, not rocket science, and also needs to disassociate himself with the Epstein file fraudster Steve Cohen. I've stopped playing these games. Here you go.
His name.
If you guys haven't seen this,
video is for. All right. This.
Let me see. If you guys haven't seen this, this is my response on my lunch break.
All right. This video is for this guy on Twitter. His name is Okade or something to that effect, and he went out there and he listed his 3 demands from the Nat Turner and Larry Chang interview coming up. And it's what I told everyone. It's what I'll continue to tell everyone. Is before you go out here, guys, go onto social media and have people tell you what you want to hear, You demand answers. You demand these things get questioned. Great. I have no problem with that. Tell us who you are, right? Don't be a fake person with no name, with no picture, with no identity. Don't do that. You see, there's some people that are willing to put their name behind their words, their face behind their words. Then there's cowards out there who have a different stance. You can question anything you want. Show me you have a position in GameStop. We'll have that conversation. Show me you're a person and not a bot. We'll have that conversation. Show me that you're willing to put your name behind it. And why is that? Why do you have to show integrity for who you are and what it is? Because that's the way the world works. That's called communication. So until then, all you bots, or you faceless ones, or you nameless ones, you guys can sit right where you've been for the last 5 years. Doubting, hating, and speculating. Not me. What do you guys say about that? Good luck to you, Cade. Or whoever you really are. But anyone else out there, you ever question it, don't. It's GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. The rest of you punks, don't worry about what these guys are doing. Nat, Larry, Ryan, don't worry about it. When they announce, what they announce, don't worry about it. Just get with it. Or don't. You're going to miss out. Not me. Peace.
Old boy start walking backwards real quick, huh? These are not demands, they're questions. I've been open about my GameStop buys and share average. I'm not missing out on anything. Long and short GME for longer than Ken Griffin will be alive. Ken Griffin. I am Cade, not bot. I respect you and the community you've built. Cool story. You obviously missed a part. This has nothing to do with Ken Griffin. Go read the book, Connect the Dots. Is the true story of why GameStop is winning.
All right,
They don't know. This is the type of shit we deal with, guys. The bullshit. The bulliest. Anyway, that's my life, bros. That's how we've been going down. Talking GameStop for I don't know how many years now. 5? 5-year anniversary coming on the channel. I'm feeling good about it. Well, Spade, jump on the live chat. Whoever. Spade can if he wants to. I don't care who jumps in. It's on you guys. But if no one does, it's not a big deal either. We're still talking this nonsense. Okay, so Larry, Nat, going to do an interview for whatever reason. November 7th or March 17th. Great day, by the way. Right before earnings. Awesome. I don't know if they can announce things there because he said they're not going to announce things. He said they're just going to have a simple conversation. So I'm going to wait for that to happen. Then they're going to announce earnings. Then we're going to see some fire. Or we're not. See, I'll wait another year. I'll wait another 2 years, another 3 years, another 4 years, another 5 years. Do you understand me? Are you figuring it out yet? I'm still numb. I'm still dead behind the eyes. You still can't get to me. I let it rip every night. And not just in the sack. I'm talking about right here in front of you. I'm telling you, GameStop, number one stock in the whole world. Number one reason you should be doing everything is GameStop. I just showed you. You guys want to talk like, hey, we have this educated mindset about things. Okay, great. You think you're educated, Wall Street? You guys went to school for it? Awesome. Explain it to me. Financial sector, down below its 200-day moving average. All of the equal weights, down. The whole market, down. You're dealing with a down market, a bear market, a downturn, everything crushing. Started a war. Increased the price of everything. You went for it. You're stretching. You can't get on the other side of it. And all because GameStop's going to announce earnings? Oh, am I delusional? Am I way out of bounds on this? Try me. Try me. I saw COVID. I saw the great financial crisis. I saw the dot-com bubble. I've lived all these timelines. Anybody out here talking against what we're talking about is not even 40. There's not a single person, hear me clearly, not a single person that lived through the dot-com bubble, great financial crisis, COVID, and now in this timeline. If you were an adult and you voted in every election during all 4 steps, you're not in the meltdown. You're not betting against GameStop because you believe the truth. Kids are getting blinded. Kids, mentally disturbed men that are physically kids are getting disturbed and blinded by all these distractions because they believe what they see. They believe what they're told. Nah. We see right through it. And they only got one show in the whole damn Americas. One show. And all of YouTube, one place in the whole damn world that gives you the truth? Marantz Rantz, YouTube, GameStop, can't stop, won't stop. You know where I'm at, millionaires. I'll see you again.
Welcome to Marantz Rantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertow, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You're pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight back and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow simians, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz Rantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Henny the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC, a superstition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. 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 Welcome to Marantz Rantz.